Have you ever found yourself in a situation, ship, in love, and you just couldn't let it go? Have you ever been cheated on? Have you ever gave your all to someone, and in the midst of you giving your all and going through a hardship, they abandoned you and just left you? Well, that's what happened to me. My last girl came out of nowhere. I allowed her to come into my life. I didn't want love, but she forced it on me. And when she forced it on me, I had no choice but to accept it. We bared life together. We had a child. And once we had a child, my heart started to change towards her. You know, it was crazy, man, because I never met nobody like this in this type of situation before in their life. When I met this girl, she was standing in a crossroad. She didn't have nothing but the shirt on her back. I met her after I first got here, 2 weeks after getting a new job. I was doing good. This job paid me over $4,000 a month. $4,000, I was doing good. Well, average around $4,000. If not, $3,000 good or more. I met this girl. She was standing on top of a balcony, looking over the top of the balcony. And I walked up to her from behind and I asked her just a simple question. You must be down there looking at your kids. It was around Christmas time, right after Christmas time. Kids was playing in the foray, and she was just standing there. Not one time did I ever suspect that this girl would turn around and tell me what she told me. That not one time did I ever suspect in a million years that from that moment on, that after I had this conversation with this lady, that I would be with her every day, ever since that moment. So as I was talking to her, I broke conversation and she turned around and she started smiling. She was like, I don't have children. Those ain't none of my kids. I said, well, then why you just amusing those? Why you amusing at those kids? What's your name? So she told me her name was Crystal. I was like, okay, that's nice. What's up, Crystal? You beautiful as hell. I'm from Mississippi. I'm trying to be funny. You smoke? She was like, yeah, I smoke. I said, let's go outside and smoke a blunt. So I took her outside. And at that time, I just moved here. I just moved out here. I had an RV, I had a 28-foot Ford RV. I walked her straight into the parking lot. We went inside my motorhome, and we were sitting there. We were smoking, and she was telling me a little bit about herself, you know, situation. She told me she stayed with a friend. She was staying with a friend. Situations happened. She was just going through a hardship. She's going through a transition when she was staying there. But then I turned around and looked at her as I was smoking, and I told her some real shit. I was like, man, you ain't got a lot to be about nothing, man. There's too many hoes in the way you saying that shit, man. Just tell me the truth. I'm honest, man. This is my life right here. I live in here. I'm from Mississippi. I don't have no skeletons. I ain't got no girlfriends. This is what it is. Tell me. So then she started to confess in her life what was going on. She told me that, you know, she messing around with this little pimp nigga. Well, the nigga, when she met him, she didn't know he was a pimp. She got into it with her homegirls, and they put her out of her house, and the dude had to put her up in a hotel. Then all of a sudden, the nigga started coming at her with the pimp shit, and started, you know, and told her that she had to work and she had to pay for the room, so he had her selling her pussy. And I was like, damn. And that's real. So what you doing in the mall? Well, he had to go home and see his wife, and he dropped me off, and he said he was gonna come back and pick me up later on. And I looked at her, man, and man, at that time, you know what I'm saying, she told me she was from Belize. And I was like, oh yeah, you from Belize? That's a different country. And she was like, yeah, I was born there. I don't have no ID. I don't have a social security card. I don't have nothing. I was like, wow. So you really in a position where you can't even help yourself. And you know, just think about it. And you meet a woman, and she was beautiful. She was only 19 years old, and she said she turned 20 in July. And I was looking at her age. I mean, she wasn't in best condition. I mean, she was, you know, she was going through some shit. So she didn't have the best clothes on. But she looked presentable. She didn't look like she was going through what she was going through. But women can do that. But when I looked at the picture more closely, then I started to see it like, okay, yeah, she had the homeless bumps. You know what the homeless bumps is, right? That's when you go so long without taking a bath, you start getting these bumps around your arms and stuff. A lot of women, you see these women in the streets, they look real bad. They look like they got the measles. And I was like, dang, she needed a bath and she needed some more shit. So I asked her, man, in the midst of this conversation while we was talking, I asked her, I said, do you like chilling with me? Do you think I'm a cool person? Because I like you. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'll tell you some real shit. I don't know you from a hole in the wall. I just met you. But I would do anything to help you. I need a companion. I need somebody to chill with. I ain't got nobody. But if you want to, I'll let you stay with me until you can get on your feet. And I'll help you get on your feet. I'll help you get your ID. I'll help you get whatever it takes, man. A job. You can get on your feet. I got a cool little spot. It's just me and you. And she was like, yeah, I'll fuck with you. She thought about it real hard. At first, she was going to go back to the pimp. And she was like, no. She was like, you for real? You'll let me, you'll take care of me? You'll look out on me? I was like, yeah, I'll look out on you. No bullshit. So she was like, yeah. I said, well, let me see your phone. So she gave me her cell phone. She had a little bitty flip phone. The nigga gave a little phone to keep up with it. And I took the phone and I broke that motherfucker and threw it out the goddamn window. I said, bitch, I was like, man, listen, Charlie, don't even worry about that phone. I'm gonna buy you a brand new phone. Matter of fact, here. I had a phone just like the phone that the pimp had gave her. A little bitty Walmart flip phone, little Verizon prepaid phone. I turned around and gave her that, like, here, I got a phone just like that. If you want a phone, here, Charlie, you can talk on this. Call me if you need me. I'm finna go back inside the job. So I went back inside my work. I left this girl inside my motorhome. It was about 3 o'clock that afternoon. I didn't get off work till 9 o'clock that night. And I told myself, I was thinking like, damn, I left this girl in my damn truck, and I had everything I had in that truck. I had all kind of jewelry, I had all kind of shit in my truck. I don't know this girl from a hole in the wall. But if it's real, she was cute. I fucks with it. So, to cut the story short, the reason why I left her in the motorhome is because when we was out there and I was talking to her, I had sex with her. It was cool. I fucked her the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes I was chilling with her. And I told her after I broke the phone, I told her, said, Shorty, if you want to make this official, Shorty, you can go on, I'm going to seal this shit with the deal. And I ain't gonna lie, man. I kissed that girl and I had sex with her, knocked her down, and I left her in my truck, went inside the damn motorhome, went back inside the job and started working. When I got off at 9 o'clock, she was still in there. And I was like, okay, shout the kid, she real. So I tested her. I ain't gonna lie, I was a real nigga. I'm just like the rest of these niggas. At first I was thinking just like, this bitch ain't got no ID, she can't help herself, shit. She gotta make some money to help me get some shit. So I told her, I said, Shorty, if you serious about fucking with me, shit, you get some money for me, shit. I wanna see if you know how to get money. So I took her ass to the track and I made her get out the car. I was like, go on and get out. If you gonna get it, if you serious, you gonna fuck with me, go on and get us some extra money so we can get a room tonight. She went out, stood on the corner, my nigga. A car pulled up. She didn't know what to do. I was looking at her reaction. She stepping back, I'm scared to talk to the motherfucker, some more shit. So I get out the car, I'm like, man, come on, shawty. You cool. I just wanted to test you and see if you was real. See if you would go. If you would go, then that let me know. You real one, my nigga. You ain't got no choice. Your lifestyle causes you to have to go. So if a motherfucker get their hands on you, shawty, and they tell you you gotta get out there, then this is what you do. And that's fucked up, man. A motherfucker shouldn't even treat you like that. A motherfucker see you in a bad situation, you can't help yourself. Why the fuck they just don't help you? So I vowed to myself in my mind, God put it on my heart, to walk out there and stop that girl. Like, come on, shawty, you cool. You ain't gotta do shit. And I took her, and I told myself, man, I'm gonna cuff this little one. I'm gonna make her, I'm gonna keep her. If nothing else, I'm gonna keep her protected. I'm gonna keep her straight. I'm not trying to fucking be with her, but I wanna fucking make sure she's straight. She was that beautiful. I'm like, damn, I got a little one I can hold real quick. I'm gonna look out on it. I didn't know how far this situation was gonna last. I didn't know how long it was going to take. But it lasted for a few minutes. It lasted longer than what I expected. Before I know it, 3 months had went by, 4 months had went by, 5 months had went by. We were still together. And you know, when I first met her, when I first got with her, I gave her a hustle. I used to sell DVDs and CDs, and so I told her, I said, man, shorty, I know you ain't got no ID, you can't help yourself, but but I give you a way we can make a little extra change. All you gotta do is just walk around here and shit, dump these DVDs and CDs. Everybody's selling these motherfuckers. It's not hard. And so I gave her a backpack and gave her some DVDs and sent her on, and she was making a couple dollars here, a couple dollars there. She was standing by this liquor store. She found a permanent little spot, and she was standing by the liquor store selling DVDs every day. And then it was this nigga. This nigga used to stand on the side of the liquor store with her, and he sold weed, whatever other kind of drugs he can get, or, you know, other little shit. He claimed he sold CDs, but he was a little street thug, little street hustler. Tall nigga, 7 feet tall. OG, little tall, older nigga, about my age, so I never shoved a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I was asking little mama, because she felt comfortable in being in that little area, and I was asking, I'm like, so you telling me you over here every day, ain't there one of these niggas trying to holler at you? No. Right then, I'm a real one, I know, but I shoved it off and I took it like Willie Wonka at the fool, and I believe what she told me. No, ain't nobody trying to holler at me. That's my homeboy. He looks out on me when I'm over there. Don't let nobody mess with me and talk to me. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I shoved that shit off. So one day I walked down there looking for her, and she wasn't there. And so what I did is I hit the block, and I just made an odd block. I didn't even, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even, you know what I'm saying, do nothing special. I just made the block, smoked the blunt, came back through. And I guess motherfuckers had told them that I had came through, and she was standing there when I came back through. And so when I came back through, they were standing in the cut talking. And the body language spoke something totally different. And I'm looking like, and so when the bitch see me on the side of the building walking up, she tried to break off and just start walking towards me. I'm like, hey, what's up? What's cracking? Where you been? Oh, I had to go around the corner and catch this fade. Okay, cool. So I didn't say nothing right then. I waited till later on that afternoon. She came to the shop, and I asked her, I said, man, Chris, I want to ask you something. And I want you to be straight up with me. You fucking with old boy? You and old boy y'all got something going on or something? He trying to holler at you or something? She tells me just like this. Hell no, that's my homeboy. I'll never fuck with a nigga like that. That nigga sell DVD. That nigga sell weed and drugs. I don't fuck with niggas like that. That nigga, he be having his little boy up there about the damn, all that shit going on. I would never fuck with a nigga like that. I'm like, okay. I just want to know, my nigga, because I seen something today, my nigga, that my heart didn't feel right, and I need to speak about it, because the body language said something different. Oh, no, we was just talking. Okay. So then, a couple months go by, she had became pregnant. Well, no, let me tell the story like it was. A couple months after that, I ended up selling my motorhome. I sold my motorhome for her. She promised me, she begged me, she was like, if you give me a place, I do anything, I do everything. I ain't never had my own place before. And I sold my motorhome. I sold it for $3,500, and I went and got us an apartment. Then I went and bought a damn little bitty ass truck off of Craigslist, a little fucking bucket so I can get around. And the fucked up part about it was, she ain't never had a place, so I got kind of, you know what I'm saying, had an understanding that she didn't know what to do. She didn't clean, she didn't cook, she didn't do shit. She just laid in the goddamn bed all day, sleep. And I used to be mad, because I wouldn't be mad, but because I cleaned up everything throughout the house, and I was like, damn, little mama. And every now and then she'd try to go in the kitchen and cook, but she'd burn up the shit. The bitch couldn't cook shit. I'm like, damn. So the only way I had a decent meal, I had to go in there and cook it. Then when I cooked, I asked her to cook and clean the dishes. She wouldn't clean the dishes. She'd say she'd clean the dishes, but she'd leave the motherfuckers in the sink. Then I wake up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning mad as fuck because the dishes are still in the goddamn sink. And I'll wash them motherfuckers myself. So I turned around, man. A couple months went by after we had the place. She got pregnant. So while she was pregnant, I put the sack on her. You know, she going back and forth selling DVDs and such. And I say she was about 7 months pregnant, and we was finna have a baby shower for her. And one of the barbers girlfriend came and bought my baby a baby shower warming gift and pulled up in front of the barbershop, blowed the horn. And when I looked out the street, it was her. And I was like, Craig, man, your old lady out there. And she was like, no, I don't want Craig, you come here. Me? She's like, yeah, I ain't never spoke to this lady before in my life. But she wanted me. So I come outside, I'm like, yeah, what's going on? She's like, I bought your baby something for the baby shower. Here, get this to your girl. I'm like, okay, thank you. I walk back into the shop. As I walk back into the shop, the other barber comes out the shop. And I hear him. Yeah, I hear the conversation because this shit right here, he said it loud enough that he wanted me to hear. He's like, what the fuck is you doing buying that bitch ass nigga something? What you buying him for? And I look, what the fuck? Bitch ass nigga. Hold on, man. I ain't never even said nothing disrespectful towards this man nothing day before in my life. I don't even barely speak to this man, so how can this man even put me in the equation as a bitch ass nigga? He like, what the fuck? You buying this bitch ass nigga something? And she screaming with the nigga, that's for his baby, punk motherfucker. The nigga say this shit and then walks back into the shop and walk by me as if he didn't just call me a bitch ass nigga. And I'm looking at this nigga like, bro, you got some motherfucking issues, some bullshit on your motherfucking head, nigga. You need to motherfucking check. Don't get mad at me because your bitches are out here fucking all these niggas. This nigga gonna turn around and say, no, nigga, you need to worry about your bitch. You ain't got no perfect bitch. Your bitch down there by the liquor bank sucking all them niggas' dicks. Like, what the fuck? So at the same time, while I'm arguing with this nigga, my bitch pull up. And so she gets in the middle of the conversation of the argument with me and this nigga. And he like, yeah, your bitch ain't shit, right in front of the bitch. That bitch down there sucking all them niggas' dicks too. I look at the bitch. Cause you know motherfuckers will smile in your face and know all kind of shit that's going on in the streets. And they know, you know, some bullshit going on. They won't tell you shit about it. They just laugh in your face and smile at you. So the motherfucker turn around and tell me, say, yeah, your bitch, she sucking these niggas' dicks. So I ain't say shit. I waited till we got home that night. And I asked her, I said, Chris, I got a seed set in my brain and I need to fucking know. Are you fucking with that nigga? No, I ain't never fucked with that nigga. I ain't fucking with him. I ain't fucking with nobody. She was pregnant with my child. Man, this seed don't fucking set. This shit don't get close. This shit don't run close to the tree. So like I say, man, I asked the bitch. She said no. Situation come where I went and paid my rent. I put my money order in the mail, but somebody fished it out the mailbox, the post office mailbox. Cause I went to the post office and put my rent inside the box. Somebody fished it out of the post office mailbox, washed the money order, and re-signed it and cashed it. The management never received my payment for my monthly rent, and then they didn't say nothing to me till 3 weeks after the first of the month. And so when they told me that they didn't have the rent, I was like, man, ain't no way. I put my rent in way before the first, like on the 26th. Like, but we never received your rent for this month. I'm like, there's no way. My rent was paid way before the first. And some kind of way, just like I said, I had to do the research on it, and the check was washed, cashed, and I went to the bank that it was cashed at, and I looked at it, and it was signed, re-signed to a Santa Rosa or some shit, a Mexican lady. And somebody had cashed it, but you can tell it was an inside job because it said that it was cashed at an ATM. When they clicked on the ATM that it was cashed, that it was deposited in, then it said it was deposited inside the bank at a teller. So right then, that was fraudulent. They seen that it was fraud going on, and it was inside a bank of Wells Fargo. So they tell me, oh, it's nothing we can do. You have to claim for your money through MoneyGram. So I had to go through the bullshit with MoneyGram, arguing them, showing them that I had to go get a police report, all this, that the money order got stolen. And I couldn't come up with the money fast enough to pay my rent because management wanted me to pay my rent right then. They didn't care about my money order getting stolen. They wanted another payment as soon as possible. And then right before I noted, another month had kicked in. So when the first of the month came, it put me in an ultimatum. They put an eviction notice on my door. And I didn't know what to do. I was the first time I was facing eviction. I was panicking. I didn't want nothing bad on my record. So I took the 3-day pay or quit. On the 3rd day, because I couldn't pay the rent, I took all my shit and packed it up, and I moved out of there. Thinking that if I can get out this apartment before the 3rd day, they won't sue me. They won't evict me. I won't have an eviction on my record. I just panicked. And I really fucking panicked too fast. Because after I moved out of there, come to find out, I shouldn't even have had to move, because that it wasn't my responsibility after the fact that the rent got stolen out of the post office. But I found that out later on as I went through a hardship. Because we didn't have nowhere to go. We put all our stuff in storage, and my girl was pregnant. And we slept in our car for about 3-4 months. And throughout all that good time that we were staying in that apartment, I had that job in the mall. I was making good money. On the weekends, we was able to treat ourselves, go out to little special places. I was able to take her out to dinners. We was able to go every weekend. We went and did something special, just me and her. I don't care what it was. If it was just going out to the go-karts or just going to the park and just chilling, just going out. I spent time with my girl every chance I got. Then I went through a hardship, a real hardship. While I was homeless and we were sleeping in our cars and stuff, we were sleeping in our car, I lost my job in the mall. And when I lost my job, it forced me to go back to an independent barbershop and pay booth rent. And it took me about 4 months to start making money. In the process of making money, in the process of that, a church had helped us get another apartment. They helped us move in. They paid the deposit. They helped us get a little furniture. They helped us do everything we could to get into the place. An independent church. It wasn't no program. These were people that went out their own pocket and they helped us get in the place. And the reason why they helped us, and I knew this for a fact, it wasn't because of me. It was because I had this young, beautiful girl, and she was pregnant. And she was about 8 months pregnant, about to have a baby. They helped us get into this place right before she had the baby. And she had the baby. And when the place that we moved into, it was cool. It was in the jungles. It wasn't the best, in the best location. But it was cool to have your own place and to be able to, you know what I'm saying, to be able to breathe. We was able to breathe and bring our son into this world in a nice home, in a nice place. We brought him home. All of a sudden, man, in the process of the little, you know what I'm saying, of us being together, after she had the baby, I met this lady through the church that gave her some information to help her get her citizenship, her immigration paperwork started. And we found this lawyer that took her case, and God was good. She ended up getting, you know, she qualified for a special way to get her citizenship. She filed for it. They gave it to her. They granted her an ID, a social security number. She was able to go to, you know, go to work, go to school. So in the process of all this taking place, the friend that kicked her out of the apartment who she was staying with when she met the guy that she was with, the guy that before I met her friend resurfaced. Her friend had this security job. She was a security guard, just got a new car. She came back around. Hey, buddy, best friend. Her friend boss needed somebody to come out to the office and help clean up. So her friend was trying to be slick and went and picked her up. Tried to get, oh, you want to come out here and make a couple dollars? And she took her out to the office, and she was cleaning up the office for a little odd job, odd work. And the boss met her, and the boss liked her and gave her a job. So she was working inside of the place, inside of the security company with the boss, and the boss really liked her, seen her intelligent level. They was like, oh, she was like, oh, you real cool. Found out that she had just got her situation, you know, in order where she can work and stuff, and she gave her a raise. Lifted her up, raised her up to manager, gave her a $10 raise, boosted her up to $20 an hour. And the girl ended up being the manager of the security company. Her homegirl got jealous that she got a promotion, and that felt like she should have got the promotion because she'd been working for the company longer and knew the boss longer. She got jealous and quit the job and went to Vegas. Moved to Vegas. So a whole year go by. We chilling, baby born, baby walking now. And after, I hate to remind you this, that her homegirl had a baby around the same time Crystal had a baby. They had babies at the same time. She had a girl, Crystal had a son. It is what it is. So, I go to Vegas, a year go by. We go through another hardship. The apartment that we were staying in ended up becoming roach infested. When we first moved in, for the first 4 months, there was no roaches in the apartment. Then all of a sudden, after 4 months, the tenant downstairs that was below us moved out. They'd been staying in there for 15, 20 years. And he was from Africa. He moved out. They went in to remodel his apartment. He had so many drywalls and holes in the place that they had to replace. They had to refurbish the whole apartment. So they bust out the kitchen wall and replaced the drainage pipe that go from our apartment to his apartment, and they bust a hole into the bottom of our apartment to pull that pipe out. And when they did that, this motherfucker had so many goddamn roaches. He'd been living in infestation for so long, the roaches came up into our apartment. The reason why I say this is because I don't do roaches, period. The moment I would have seen one, I would have made a complaint. Matter of fact, I would have asked for my money back. No sir, no roaches. Then when we filled out our lease agreement, that's one of the first in detail things that we talked about. And I told her, I said, me and insects, spiders, and roaches don't get along. And this lady told us straight up, the manager, we specifically do not deal with no kind of infestations. In California, that is the quickest way to get sued. We know. So if you ever see anything that you don't like, bugs, roaches, fleas, anything, call me immediately. We'll send somebody out and spray. This was her exact words, word for word. I'll never forget that, because I told them that's the only problem I have with fucking apartment. Roaches and fucking spiders. And if y'all places is infatuated or infected with that shit, I don't want to move in. She was like, we don't have roaches. I was like, okay. I remember that. So when these roaches started to appear, I called this lady the next day, like, excuse me, ma'am, it's roaches in our apartment. They came through this hole that they done busted at in our sink, and from the apartment downstairs, and roaches is everywhere. Well, I gotta call the owner, and they gonna send somebody out. Not once did they send anybody out. For 7 months, those roaches got worse and worse and worse. It got to the point where I lost 2 jobs behind those roaches. I would come to work with my bag, my clipper bags, my little food. I always bring my little lunch with me. Cook, you know, if I cook the night before, I bring a little lunch with me. And motherfucking, I'll pull my shit out, and roaches will get to jumping out my goddamn bags and shit. And motherfuckers was like, man, you gotta go, man. You can't be in here bringing roaches in our damn establishments and shit. And motherfuckers, I lost 2 jobs behind those roaches. So, in the process of me moving shop to shop, I never could maintain and build my clientele back to the point to where I can survive. And it fucked me up because I tried my hardest. Then I ended up getting to this one shop, and it was all good. The brothers let me in. They had just got it open. They hadn't been open that long. They had a little business rolling. And they was like, the brother was like, we need somebody here that'll open up. And I was like, man, I'll be glad to open up. And they let me in, and the brother let me work. And I worked there for almost a year. And in the process of me working here, you know what I'm saying, we had, let me talk about these damn roaches. When them roaches got fucking infested to the point of no return, I got to the point where I didn't want to pay my rent. And I told him, and this is the crazy part, the owner of the apartment used to come get a haircut at least twice a month from me. And every time he came, I'd tell him, man, them roaches is getting out of hand, man. I really seriously need you to spray. He was like, man, I'm going to spray. I promise you. I've seen it. I see how bad it is. We're going to have to fumigate that place. We're going to have to leave and stay gone probably for a day or two. Man, that's no problem. Just do what the fuck you need to do, man, to get rid of them motherfuckers. Like, I don't care. So, after all this shit took place, he never sprayed. And so they came to collect the rent. And I said, man, I'm not paying my rent. These roaches is out of hand. I done lost 2 jobs. I'm looking for a job right now. I ain't paying my rent. So they hit me with a 3-day pay or quit. And this time, I tried to fight it. I didn't go nowhere. I didn't move. I tried to get the health department in to give us an inspection. They came, but they didn't have the final report available by the time it was time for us to go to court. So I didn't have no proven evidence that, you know, he haven't sprayed, he still, you know what I'm saying? None of that shit. And the courts found him in favor, and they made us move within 24 hours. So I had to pack all my shit and put it in storage again, and we was out on the streets. Now, that was the last time I had a place. That was about 1.5 years ago, going on 2 years. And then I moved in with one of my good clients, you know, and that's one thing I don't like to do. I don't like to mix my business with pleasure. And I didn't have but a few clients, and if I may mix this client with pleasure, then I'm gonna knock a good paying client, because she was paying me $25 each time I do her child, and she would come at least 3-4 times a month. And so I didn't want to fucking, you know, knock the little change that she was paying me for me to be in position to pay her. So she had rented me out a room for $400 a month, and I felt like that was kind of too expensive for the stipulations that she gave us to rent the room. We couldn't be in there without her. We had to wait till she get home to go inside. And those calls, you know what I'm saying, that's too much money for me to pay to have to sit outside and wait on you to get home. And then on nights when I really want to come in and just lay down and chill, you don't get home to 9, 10 o'clock at night, and I got to sit outside in my car till you get home. That wasn't cool. So it didn't take me long. I ain't never stayed with nobody, and I felt very uncomfortable from the first day I stayed with her. But my girl was feeling comfortable. Like, oh, this is cool. We can do this. We can go spend. We ain't spending shit. We finna save our money. I can't do this. So what I did was start to look online for a motorhome, and then I found this. The guy was asking. When I found this, the guy was asking $4,900. And at the time, I had $1,480 to my name. No, $1,500. And that morning when I woke up, I had $1,500, and I spent a dub on some food and shit, buying some food and shit. I spent $20 on some food. And then I messed around. After I spent money on the food, I found a dude on Craigslist we was communicating. I told him, I said, man, I have $3,500 right now. You asking $49, but right now I got $3,500. I will buy it as is, just the way it is, for $3,500 if you would take my money. And he was like, if you got $35 right now, you can come get it. I said, okay, bet. So I had a lady from the church, my son's godmother. She was willing to loan me $2,000 if I found a truck or a van or something that I could get. And she had told me, she was like, I'll loan it to you, you just pay me back. I was like, all right, cool. So with the $15 and the $2,000, that was $3,500. I told her I found a truck, but we got to go way out to San Bernardino to get it. So we go way out to San Bernardino. I get there. The truck wasn't in best condition. It was kind of raggedy. It looked like it had been hit in the back. And I'm like, man, it's cool. As long as it run cool, I'm straight. Crunk it up. It had a little miss in it, needed a little tune up, a little work, but it ran straight. I'm like, okay. I got $3,500 right now, man. That's what it is. If you're gonna take it, man, we're gonna do the paperwork. Where the title at? Let me see the title. So he pulls out the title, Then I noticed on the title at the bottom, it said Savage Title. I said, hold up. Hold the fuck up, man. You said in the post that it was a clear title on the post. And that's what I read. I read clearly. This is a Savage title. Oh yeah, it's been in an accident. I said, hold the fuck up. If it's been in an accident, this motherfucking car ain't worth no motherfucking $5,000. It ain't even worth $3,000. If I pull off with this car right now and get hit, the insurance company ain't gonna pay me shit for this car. This shit ain't worth nothing. You said, man, ain't no goddamn way you had me come way out here to buy this fucking car, and then you pull out a salvage title. What the fuck? He tell me, say, man, everybody that I try to sell the car, ain't nobody gonna give you $5,000 for no goddamn car with a salvage title. Man, listen here, man. I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Man, this lady right here was finna loan me $2,000 to buy this truck. I told you I had $3,500. I was finna get a $2,000. I am not finna borrow this lady money to pay for a truck that ain't worth shit. And then I gotta pay this shit back. This shit ain't worth. Man, now listen here. I'm finna get this lady back her money. And I walked back to the truck. And he was like, hold up, brother, hold up, brother. I said, hold up. I gave her the money back. I walked back. I said, man, listen. I have $1,500 cash right now. I have that. That's all I got to my name. I'm not finna borrow no money from nobody and pay for that shit. I would give you this $1,500 I got for this truck right now. And he was like, man, you gotta come at least 18. Man, you know what? You ain't talking about shit, man. I'll holler at you. And right before I got into the damn driver's side, he said, man, you got 15 right now? I said, yeah, I got 15 right now. He said, man, come on, man, count it out. He said, man, I'm tired of dealing with this, man. I've been trying to sell this car for 4 months. I said, okay, I give you $1,500 for it right now. So then I turned around. I told him, I said, man, I ain't even got $1,500. I just realized I had to give her $20 worth of gas on the way out here. I got $1,480 right now. And he took that $1,480. And I pulled off with my motorhome. It was not in the best of conditions when I got it, but it was in good condition for the price that I paid for it. And I wasn't mad. And I tell people this all the time, you know what I'm saying? God bless me, man, with that. It had a little miss in it, and it had a rocker arm cracked on the top of the valve, but I fixed that. $6 part, I fixed that myself. And this motherfucker done rolled everywhere. I done been to Vegas in it 3 times. I done been to damn Corona, Victorville, all that shit, at least 20 times. Man, if this car break down tomorrow, I ain't got my money out of it. But I just like to talk about the transition because that $1,400 was our life. I spent my last every dollar on this. And when I drove it back over there to old girl, I told her, I said, baby, we ain't finna stay in this lady's apartment no more. Not another month. On the first, we out of here. I got us a motorhome. And we gonna do what the fuck we gotta do until we can get on our feet again. And she agreed to that shit. But the crazy part was, I had a new job. I was working at the barbershop. Wasn't making that much money because I had to build my clientele over. But she had got a better job. She had started making more money. She was making like $800 every 2 weeks, $1,000. And that was better. So income tax rolled around. This year here, she got selfish. She didn't give me no money. She kept all the money to herself. The first 2 years, first year she got a little money back from income tax. She gave it all to $900. The second year she got a little money back. She gave it all to like $2,800. The third year she got her income tax back. She kept it. She got about $4,000. Kept it all. It's my money. She started acting like that. She started getting her own money. Then when she started getting paid, she started keeping that. But then all of a sudden I asked her, how much money you got? What's going on? She was broke. I'm like, what the fuck? Well, how the fuck is you broke? You ain't gave me no money. You ain't spent no money on nothing. How the fuck you broke? Shit. shit started happening, man. When shit started to unfold, it started to unfold like a motherfucker. So through the hardship, I worked at that job for about a year. She had her job. We were still going. We were staying in hotels. We never. It wasn't that we didn't have money or we wasn't making money. We just never could save enough money at the end of the month to move into an apartment. The cheapest apartment that we found to move in was like $2,600. And every month we'd get up to like $2,300, $2,400. If we'd have sacrificed and really sacrificed and waited another week or two, we'd have had the money, but we never sacrificed. Every time she got paid, she wanted to go get some hotels. We'd get a hotel room. She'd get a hotel room. We'd get a hotel room. We're spending $75, $80 a night on hotel rooms. I couldn't stop her because it was her money. She wanted to get it. She wanted to leave. She wanted to lay down and rest. She wanted to lay down. She don't want to sleep inside the motorhome. Okay. So we did this shit for over a year, in and out, get to the point when we can't afford an apartment, when we can't afford a hotel room, we was forced to have to sleep in our shit. So in the process of all this happening, you know, I was fearing for my son, and we had to do something. We can't be in the streets, sleeping in the streets, and we got a newborn baby with us. And so I started, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, I was dropping seeds on it, like, baby, we need to figure out a way where we can put our son up in a safe way where we can't get fucked up with it. So with that being said, you know, I just tell people, man, through evaluation, you know, as time went on, I started to realize that, you know, through our conversations, we started to argue more. And through arguments, I realized, I came to the conclusion that she had been lost respect for me. She had stopped having hope in what I was, you know, what I was doing. Now I do comedy. I go to comedy all throughout the week. I haven't squeezed that in the story yet, because when I was trying to work at night, I would go out after I made sure they were straight, and I would hit the comedy clubs trying to do comedy. Man, my comedy career was just what it is. I would go sometimes, I don't know when I'm scheduled to go up, or even if I'm going to go up. But in order for me to go up, I got to get there. I got to get there early. I got to lurk around. I got to mingle. I got to, you know what I'm saying? And I used to be like that. Like, before I met her, I was doing comedy. And I told her, I'm a comedian. And it slowed me. It took me all the way out my square, where I was everywhere, every night, to not going nowhere. I had a family to worry about. I had somebody to take care of. And I was making sure that, you know what I'm saying, she was straight. And anytime I had a show, I would go do the show. As soon as I perform, I'm gone. I'm back home. I was more worried about, you know, how she feeling lonely, or what, you know what I'm saying, my baby at home by herself, man, I'm ready to get. I didn't have no friends. She was my best friend. She became to be my best friend. Like, I never in a million years ever thought that I'd never let anybody get this close to me. And she came in, she stole my heart. I felt, you know what I'm saying, I felt love, because I guess she wanted it so bad that she subliminally she tried to, you know, force it on me. And then when I started to give it to her, it wasn't what she wanted. The love I gave her was real love, soft love, delicate love, the love that you, freedom love. You can do what you want to do. I'm not jealous. I don't care. I'm not studying that. But I used to always consciously used to tell her, like, baby, I want you to work out. Yeah, get your shit together. She started eating. She started getting bigger, bigger, and bigger, and bigger. Like, to the point where she was barely recognizable. Like, goddamn, nothing what the fuck she was. She was like 110 pounds when I met her. Now she like 185. Like, come on, man. That shit wasn't cool. So, like I said, situations come. Her friend resurfaced back up. She popped back up out of Vegas. It was right around Crystal's birthday. Oh, we're gonna turn up. We're gonna go out. Every time her friend came around, I would let her hang around her friend, and they would get into it. And then all of a sudden she'd come home talking, oh, that bitch ain't shit. Oh, that bitch, she got attitude because I didn't want to kick her with her. My life ain't like hers. I got other shit to do with my life. She mad because I'm obligated. I got things to do. Yeah, you really did. And that shit really fucked my head up. So she told me she wanted to go to Vegas with her friends, and I wanted to spend time with her on her birthday. Like I wanted to spend time with her. I was at the point of frustration because I lost my job at the last shop I was working at. They told me because I lived in a motorhome that my lifestyle didn't fit their barbershop, what they was trying to do with their business, and so it just wasn't gonna work. And they asked me to leave. That was the craziest way for me that I ever got fired. And I took it like a man, and I just walked up out the shop and said, you know what, I'm out of here. So at that time, I had about $1,500 to my name. I had my RV, and I had my girl and my son. And I told her, I said, baby, by all means necessary, now I gotta do what I gotta do. She told me, she was like, hey mom, why the fuck you keep paying booth rent? Why the fuck you just don't go do your own shit? Go mobile, get your own shit, do your own shit. She told me this shit. She pumped my head up to do this shit. And I turned around, I said, you know what, baby? I'm just gonna go and do what you say, man. I'm just gonna go and put it in me, man. I got $1,500. I got $1,500. And that $1,500 was our money. This was our money. All the money that we had to our name. But when we was together, it was here. The moment things changed for us is when I started letting her keep the money. When she started keeping the money, things started to change. But when I had the money, all the bills was paid, everything was on time, everything was straight. Everything. It just wasn't no extra money for her to do anything, none of all that other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But it was what it was. You know, everything that's done in the dark comes to the light. So right before she went to Vegas, she really wasn't even told me, you know, made it confirm that she was gonna go to Vegas. She told me, she was like, I told her I wanted to spend time with her. She was like, you know, I want to go to Vegas with my girls. I was like, man, I'll fuck your girls, really, man. I want you. Fuck your girls. Spend time with your man. I don't know, I'll tell you. So we had sex. She said she had a job interview. No, when her friend researches and she said she was supposed to go to Vegas, all of a sudden, she quit her job. That's what she had did. She quit her job. Then, she told me she had an opportunity to go to a better job. And that she had a job interview. And so we had sex that day. She told me after the job interview, she was going to come back to the room. We were going to finish it and we were going to do a round two. She kissed me on the cheek. And that was the last time I ever seen that girl. I called her back later on the afternoon, like, what's up? I thought you was coming back. Oh, we on the freeway now. Oh, we already going to Vegas. I'm like, okay. Oh, okay. So she went to Vegas. Kind of pissed me off. So I let the weekend go by. She's supposed to be back that week, that Monday, Tuesday. I didn't call her. I didn't call her for a reason. Because this is my old lady. And if you go out of town and you my old lady, the moment you bring your ass back in town, you're supposed to call me on the freeway, baby. I'm rolling in. Where you at? She didn't call me. 2 days went by after she had supposed to been back. I finally called her, like, what's up, man? Where you at? I need to see you. I'm over here. Why don't you come over here? I need to see you. Come here. I ain't coming over to where you at. So I turned around and I was like, okay. You ain't gotta come, Mom, man. I ain't coming where you at. I'm gonna sit right here till you get ready to come see me. Any other time, she would have blew my phone up. She would have called me. She would have told me anything. She would have been like, baby, where you at? I'm talking about this girl. This girl, if I didn't call her on a day-to-day basis, she would blow my phone up. 50 calls. Where the fuck you at? Why you ain't calling me today? But shit started to break away, man. Shit started to break off hard. And I was thinking in my mind that she got around her homegirls and they got to putting her up on a power trip. Like, oh, that nigga got you out in the streets. Y'all doing bad. Fuck that nigga. You don't need a nigga like that. You can stay with us. Get on your feet. Because I started calling her, she wouldn't answer. She wouldn't answer the phone. She wouldn't text me back. She wouldn't respond. She wouldn't do nothing. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all. I'm gonna rewind it back. About 6 months prior to that, right around, I want to say January, at income tax time, I ran across one of my homeboys. Well, not my homeboys, one of my homegirls in the shop. She came into a new car, and she had an old car. And she told me, she was like, if any one of y'all, if you want to buy this car, I'll sell it to you. I'll sell it to you for $500. I was like, for real? She was like, yeah, a good little car, it was an Acura Legend. And it only had like 50-something thousand miles, like 52,000 miles on it. I'm like, what? I'll give you $500 for that. So I turned around and I gave her $500 for the car. She got off work. I put a ribbon on. I said, look, I got you a surprise. I don't want you to drive to work no more. I want you to be able to, get around. I didn't want the car. I bought it for her to drive, so she would have to ride the bus. She was riding the bus from LA all the way to Canoga Park, back to Canoga Park. It take 2 hours to get on the bus to go to work. And so I bought a little hoopty. I gave it to her and I told her, I said, what I'm gonna do is teach you how to drive, get you a driver's license. When you get your driver's license, I'm gonna put you on my insurance and you can roll. And exactly what I did. I showed her how to drive, got her a permit, and when it took her and got her driver's license, she got her driver's license, and she drove the car back and forth to work. And now she was rolling. She had her own little whip, couldn't tell her shit. So in the process of her getting a whip, when you give somebody something they ain't never had before, they don't know how to act. You ain't never had no car, you ain't never had no life, you ain't never had nothing. And so I gave it to her. And so she started making decisions on her own. She started thinking selfish for herself. Now she want to make herself happy. She ain't thinking about the sacrifice, all the sacrifice I sacrificed to make her happy, to get her in position where she was. She went 30 days. 30 days. I'm blowing her up. I'm like, damn, baby, what the fuck? Then on about the 30th day, I get tagged on Facebook by a nigga. That same nigga that was selling the little CDs and the weed and shit on the side of the damn liquor bank. His name is RB. The nigga tagged me with pictures of him and her at a strip club, standing outside my car, kissing at the strip club. This nigga tagged me deliberately in these pictures so I can see this shit. Then I go to this nigga page and motherfuckers like, yeah, nigga, my bitch is home. So I start blowing the bitch up, calling her phone. Like, bitch, what the fuck is going on? You need to fucking answer my motherfucking call. She wouldn't answer. So another week went by. I rode everywhere. I couldn't find her nowhere. I called her friend. And I told her friend, like, I just came up with a brilliant idea. Like, man, listen here. I haven't seen your girl in a month. She's somewhere. I don't know where the fuck she's at. And have you seen her, talk to her? I ain't seen her. We got into it a couple weeks ago. I ain't talked to that bitch. I'm like, yeah. Well, I'm gonna go put an APB out on her. I'm gonna go to the police. I'm gonna go put a police report on her and say that she's missing, because we've been together for 4 years and I haven't heard from her in over a month. This is abnormal for her not to even be able to. She's not answering the phone. She's not doing nothing. And she in my car. That car in my name. And my insurance is in my name. She riding whatever the fuck, wherever she's at. If something done happened to her, I need to know. Well, I haven't talked to her. Okay. I'm finna call the police. As soon as I said that shit, within 5 minutes, my phone rang and it was her. What do you want? What are you doing? What do you mean you gonna put an APB on the car? I'm like, where the fuck is you at, bitch? What the fuck is going on? If I wanted to talk to you, I'd talk to you. What the fuck is going on? I don't want to talk to you. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck you mean you don't want to talk to me? She hung the phone up in my face. So in my mind, I'm boggling, like, oh, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? My son is with my auntie. She got custody of him. I gave her custody of my son, so she can watch him, and she can, you know, she's in a better position, and she works for Kaiser. And if she had custody, you know, she could put him under her Kaiser. He had medical and some more stuff. So my auntie had custody of my son. So she jumped froggy and just left. She didn't think of the consequences about our son, the situation of us, or nothing. She left me when I was at my lowest point. At the point in my life when I was chasing success for them, to be successful, to provide for my family. That's all I wanted to do, just make enough money to make her happy, where my son can be happy, and I can be happy. That was the only happiness that I could have found in my joy, in my life, is to put smiles on this girl's face. I used to try to buy her gifts. I used to anything that when I said something fucked up to her in a fucked up way, my conscience would kick in on me so hard that I would buy her something. I would, you know, I got fucked up. I know I got fucked up ways. I got fucked up attitudes. And when I'm fucking really going through a financial struggle, I'm really like, I'm the wrong person to deal with. Like, I'm really a hard person to deal with. But I'm more frustrated at myself. And she put me in a situation where I didn't have no choice to fucking, you know what I'm saying, just it fucked my head up. So I was sitting in front of this barbershop on Crenshaw on a random note, talking to one of the barbers, and as I was sitting there, there's a weed dispensary across the street. The car pulled up, and I'm looking like, what the fuck, is that my car? And my nigga was like, yeah, that's your car. I'm like, shit. And when the car pulled up, the nigga got out the driver's side of the car. And when I seen that, I just instantly went into reaction mode, flash. I haven't seen her since that day. I haven't talked to her since the time she hung the phone up in my face. And the car pulled up and the nigga jumped out the driver's side. I don't give a fuck how tall you is, how big you is, who the fuck you are. That is my car. That is my bitch. That was my girl. And I jumped out with a baseball bat, a hammer in my hand, and a box cutter. And I fucked around and I ran up on the car like, nigga, ain't no goddamn way y'all bitches doing this shit like this. What the fuck? What the fuck, Crystal? What the fuck is you doing? What the fuck is going on? Where the fuck you been? Why the fuck you ain't answering my calls? Baby, what the fuck? She's sitting on the passenger side just stung, quiet than a motherfucker, staring at me as if she didn't even know who the fuck I was. And I'm looking at her like, Crystal, what the fuck? What's going on? With tears in my eyes. So the bitch gonna turn around, she just staring, won't say nothing. So I just start welling on the windows. Bosh! Bosh! Like, what the fuck? The fuck? So she gets out the car, stands on the side of the fucking car, like, what the fuck you doing? Why the fuck you hitting my car? Why the fuck you just don't catch a nigga fade then? What the fuck you mean catch a nigga fade? I ain't trying to fight this man over you, bitch. What the fuck? You mine. What the fuck is going on? Fuck you. Fuck you, nigga. Catch his fade. So I turn around while she say that shit, the nigga gonna say, yeah, nigga. Yeah, what's happening? I said, nigga, that's what the fuck you want? Nigga, what's up? I went to take off my goddamn shirt, and this nigga, I threw the damn shit down on the ground. I threw all that shit down, the bat and all that shit. This nigga pulls out a pistol, cocks the pistol. Fuck that nigga. Pow, pow, pow. Tried to shoot him. What the fuck? That's my story. What the fuck was the first thing that came to my mind Part 2 of the story is coming next.